we have started with the first topic of the chapter, Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude, and that is Ethics and Human Interface. In this first chapter, we have studied about values, we have studied about ethics and morals, and then we have studied the relationship between ethics, morals and values. Then we have studied about the importance of ethics, morals and values, and the situation of conflict between morals and ethics. We have also studied about value conflicts, and then we have studied about various determinants of ethics. So today we will be doing the last topic of the first chapter, and that is known as dimensions of ethics. By dimensions of ethics, we mean the basis on which we judge and act. We judge and act, and that basis is known as dimensions of ethics. Right? So the first topic is teleological or consequential ethics or consequential ethics. By teleological or consequential ethics, we mean the right and wrong is judged on the basis of end results. On the basis of end results or consequences, the right and wrong of any action is judged. Right? If the end result is right, then the action is justified. If the end result is wrong, then the action is condemned. So in this case, we can talk about the utilitarian philosophy. This consequential or teleological ethics is very similar to utilitarian philosophy of Bentham. Right, this is very similar to utilitarian philosophy of Bentham. According to this philosophy, greatest happiness of greatest number should be the criteria to judge moral worth of any action. Greatest happiness of greatest number, this should be the criteria to judge moral worth of any action. Right? So in the first topic of dimensions of ethics, we have learned about teleological or consequential ethics, in which the end results is the basic criteria to judge the moral worth of any action. Right? Now the second topic is deontological or duty-based ethics. The second topic is deontological or duty-based ethics In this case, right and wrong is judged on the basis of means, not ends. On the basis of means, not ends. If the means are right or ethical, then the whole action is just considered as ethical and vice versa. If means are right or ethical, then the whole action is justified as ethical or vice versa. The basic criteria is the means adopted. Again, this is very similar to Kantian philosophy. The Kantian philosophy propounded by Immanuel Kant. Propounded by Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant. According to him, doing duty in ethical means is far more important than the end. For him, doing duty in ethical manner is far more important than the end results. So this philosophy is opposite to teleological ethics. So this deontological or duty-based ethics is the ethics by which the moral worth of any action is judged by the means adopted. And this is very similar to Kantian philosophy of Immanuel Kant. The third dimension is virtue ethics. Virtue ethics focuses on cultivating moral values. It focuses on cultivating moral values or virtues so that moral citizens can be created. Moral citizens can be created. It tries to inculcate good values on one end and eliminate bad values on the other. The main focus here is on cultivating good values and eliminating bad values. We try to eliminate bad values here. We try to cultivate good values here. We try to eliminate bad values here, and we emphasize on cultivating good values in virtue ethics. The main example we can talk about is the Greek philosopher Plato, where he talked about four cardinal values. Four cardinal values or virtues of a good citizen, and these are knowledge, courage, temperance, and justice. For Plato, these are the four cardinal values or virtues that are needed to be cultivated. Okay, this is all about virtue ethics. Here we can also talk about Aristotle. We can also talk about Socrates and other Greek philosophies. The fourth dimension is rights-based ethics. Rights-based ethics. Rights are entitlements given to individuals or group of individuals as guaranteed by state and enforced by law. Rights are entitlements given to individuals or group of individuals as guaranteed by the state and enforced by law. So this is the definition of rights. Rights are entitlements given to individuals or group of individuals as guaranteed by the state and enforced by law. So in this case of rights-based ethics, right and wrong is judged on the basis of these rights. On the basis of rights. If a particular action or policy violates, if a particular action or policy violates rights granted to individuals then such action would be considered as unethical action, right? So in this case of rights-based ethics, a particular action or policy, if it violates rights granted to individual, then such action would be considered as unethical action, right? So now we'll discuss another subtopic within this first chapter, that is the relationship between law and ethics. The relationship between law and ethics. The question may be, discuss the relationship between law and ethics. So what are ethics? It makes the distinction between right and wrong, right or wrong. And what are laws? They gives deterrence, establishes deterrence in the society. So if we see, both have the same objectives. What are those objectives? Establishing good behavior in society. Establishing good behavior in the society. But both work differently. Both works differently. Right? Ethics can be also the basis for law. Ethics can be the basis for law. Codified versions of ethics plus deterrence is known as law, right? Example, law against child labor. This has ethical basis. Also progressive laws may become guidelines for ethics. Example can be manual scavenging. Example can be dowry prohibition. Example can be section 377. Okay. So far we have been studying the relationship between law and ethics. So what are ethics? They make the distinction between right and wrong. And what are laws? They establishes deterrence. But both have the same objective of establishing good behavior in the society. So ethics can be the basis for law. Example, codified version of ethics are only laws and establishes deterrences. Example, law against child labor. Also, progressive laws can be the guidelines for ethics. Example, manual scavenging. Example, dowry prohibition. Example, section 377. Again, due process of law is the law tested on ethical principles. Or natural justice. It helps in finding whether the law is just and fair, right? So both law and ethics are complementary. However, some laws don't meet the standards of ethical consideration. So, if laws don't meet ethical consideration, it is a responsibility of the citizens, to question unjust laws. This was done by Mahatma Gandhi. Right. This we can write about the examples like Salt Satyagraha, in Assam, Cunningham Circular of the Britishers were opposed by the students. Okay, this is the end of the first topic. If you have any doubts, you can put them on the comment sections. And next video will be starting the second chapter, that is Attitude. Thank you for today.